Tune in, tone up. Your one-stop shop for guitar tricks, tips, techniques and advice. With me, Gary Shilliday, and my own excellent teacher, Dan Davis. In Guitar Lesson 36, we focus fully on the right-hand rhythmic and lead picking techniques. We start by looking at how you can arpeggiate chords interestingly using the pick, briefly in the style of Green Day and Guns N' Roses. We also look at a mix of pick and fingers. In the second half of the lesson we get technical and revisit economy and sweep picking. A bit of an advanced lesson. If you'd like any tabs, get in touch. I want to start the podcast today with my recommendation for a superb group of musicians who are working tirelessly to bring a brilliant website to help people develop their inner musical sense. I've just become a member of Musical U, and I have to say that their attention to detail and understanding of how to develop musicality is second to none. Their vision and view on the importance of ear training and rhythmic development really fits in well with our own rationale. I really recommend checking them out and also listening to the Musicality Podcast, which Christopher Sutton, the director of Musical U, hosts. If you want some deep insights into music, start listening and join the community.
So Gary, you mentioned recently about wanting to try a few different picking techniques again, some of them which we have looked at in the past, but maybe sort of briefly revisit that particular situation.
That's exactly it, yeah. Last lesson, you gave me some right-hand rhythm strumming techniques, which gave me quite a lot to practice, actually, to sit down and stick the metronome on and really go over it. And I've realised that my finger style is a lot better than my pick style, but I'd like to be able to do both because it gets a different tone and a different sound to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't want my picking to be kind of like almost sounding like I'm randomly hitting strings on chords. So it's that. Mm-hmm. It's also, the whole economy thing and everything.
Where would you like to start?
That's a good question. So when
it's a great question. If we don't get that sorted, that's going to be it.
When you play chords with your right-hand picking technique.
So we're talking like heavy chords, or we're talking sort of arpeggiated, sort of lighter?
Yeah, arpeggiated, lighter things, The thing you gave me last time gave me a bit of syncopation. Just wonder if you have anything else like that.
Remind me what
yeah,
the syncopation
sure.
was. I'll put you on a clean sound there.
We were doing that kind of thing. So I was down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up.
Okay. So that had come directly actually from a country exercise, from a pick and fingers exercise.
It was, yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So the pick and fingers exercise was hammering on the first note, the third fret on the D string, and then playing the other.
So for our listeners, that gives us a G, and it's the 5th fret of the D and the 3rd fret of the B.
Yeah, that's right, and hammering on from the 3rd fret of the D. That's right.
And you're playing 16th notes, so it's 5 times round, and then you change. So it's...
so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. So that's really good exercise. I started learning how to do pick and fingers with that. Now you were looking for something more with syncopation.
Yeah, you showed me that thing where you were going down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And you can hear there that I'm a little bit unconfident with that. Whereas if I was to do it like this...
You're happy with the fingers?
almost if I make a mistake, I can cover it up a little bit easier. But I'm happier with the fingers.
Right. I mean,
So
when I started guitar, I started with fingers too. And when I got a pick in my hand, I was like, I really want to make this work.
Yeah.
But it feels so alien. It feels so weird having this bit of plastic or whatever it may be in my hand that it just feels odd.
Yeah.
I think you can only get around that really by doing things time and time again.
Yeah.
And doing little exercises like this would definitely sort of help. And what you might have played with your fingers, try playing with a pick if it's possible.
Yeah.
Ideally, as you quite rightly stated at the beginning, doing things for a sonic reason is as good a reason as any. So, if you play with your fingers because it's easier, well, that's okay if that does everything you want it to do.
Yeah.
But if you're after something with a little more edge,
yeah,
and a little more treble and a bit more output, then probably using a pick is where you need to be. So being able to choose between the two is definitely an advantage. Now, of course, Mark Knopfler, from Dire Straits, as it was known for using fingers only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having a book with his songs in it, and there was a picture of him, probably from the early 80s, playing a Steinberger headless guitar. And he was at the mic stand, I'm sure he was, and he had one of those things like I've got down my mic stand which holds a few picks.
Yeah.
And I thought, you have used picks now and again then.
Yeah.
We all know you for your finger picking, but obviously it's a tool in the armoury when he needs to use it.
Yeah.
But we're so used to that Knopfler sort of thumb and first finger kind of sound.
Quick question just came to mind that I keep thinking about. Have you ever tried a thumb pick?
I have.
Yeah? Didn't get along with it? Or?
I haven't tried one for a very long time, but no, I didn't get along with a thumb pick.
Right.
I must admit, when I used to, I still play lots of acoustic guitar, but certainly when I did gigs, I found that fingers only, while it worked and it felt quite natural, especially through a PA, when you've got sometimes the extra weight of bottom end that you get through a PA, sometimes meant the bottom notes didn't come through with the same clarity I would have liked.
Yeah.
And so the top notes shone through, bottom notes less so. And so I actually found that using a pick and fingers was the perfect combination for me, because I could play the bass notes.
So there's a good exercise in itself, yeah.
So with something...
So the bass notes as in the bottom three strings with the pick.
Yeah.
Top three strings with the fingers.
Kind of, yeah. I'm sort of alternating there, and again, it depends on how good you are with how many of the fingers. So I'm using my pick held between my thumb and my first. Yeah. And my second finger's picking most of the note. And sometimes my third finger.
So that's probably quite a good exercise. It's Green Day, isn't it?
Well, I guess it's sort of roughly based around that tune. You could pick any chord you like, really. So it's about, you said about not kind of falling over your fingers a bit. And this applies to whether you're doing fingerstyle or picking fingers or whatever. Is have a pattern which you've drummed in enough times for it to be second nature.
So you're actually going down on the bottom E, then is that with the pick?
That's with a pick on the G string.
On the G string there.
Then a down,
down up,
and then a second finger.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Could do a pick and second finger, or pick and second and third. You even get some country players and stuff, and players who are really great with their fingers who pick with their little finger.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, in all seriousness,
I do sometimes, yeah.
I mean, it's a great sort of thing to have. it was only maybe sort of 15 years ago or so I started using my third finger.
Yeah.
And I've become very proficient with my first and second and my thumb. But I remember being at school and talking to the school guitar teacher. And at the time, I was like a 12, 13-year-old kid when I was playing classical guitar. And he said, oh, well, you really need to bring the other finger into play because, otherwise you won't be able to play this piece quick enough. And I got so proficient at using those three, and I sort of showed him. He was like, yeah, you are quite quick with those three, aren't you?
Yeah. And it's good to do that, isn't it? It's like that story about Tommy Emmanuel when he was listening to Chet Atkins. You familiar with that? He's listening to Chet Atkins and he worked it all out by ear with a flat pick. And then like 5 years later, he saw a video and it was really hard for him. He's like, I don't know how this guy does it, but he worked it out with the old flat pick. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, there's this thing where Tommy Emmanuel says...
Chet Atkins got
that's amazing. Tommy Emmanuel says it was like the lights going on when he realised that Chet Atkins was using a thumbpick, which is, he's like,
I mean, it's one of those...
out with the flats.
I mean, it's one of those things that I guess like anything, you can get into it and make it work. So what were the other forms of picking you were interested in?
Well, what you were just showing me there with that kind of Green Day-esque type thing, it's interesting. That kind of thing is good. How do you...
So if I was going to arpeggiate anything, what I try and do is at the top of my line, and I think this is probably now quite instinctive after all this time, I turn around and do upstrokes. So I'm kind of going... If I'm doing something fairly straight, like going down, down, down. So on a C chord,
down, up,
down,
down, up.
Exactly, so it's sort of turning it around. Now, if I'm doing something more, do they call this cross-picking? I don't know, it's just picking as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But where you're crossing... Is that cross-picking? I guess it is.
I think it is, yeah. That thing you showed me last week was called cross-picking.
Oh, right.
Down, up, down, up. Down, up. Yeah, that was called cross-picking.
I thought I was playing the guitar when you're really angry.
Yeah, very cross-picking. I'm going to make this digging in.
Oh, you pick you.
Yeah, no, I did find that. Proper bluegrass type syncopated style.
So I'm sort of doing a down and then an up.
So when you're crossing the strings, like leaving them out, string skipping as such, yeah?
Yeah. Or I might, depending on the situation, I might use a pick.
What's the right hand doing there? Down, up. Goodness me. Yeah. Well, I haven't got that.
So that's A, D, G, D. We're all holding down the C chord.
Down.
And then it's B, G, D, up, down. Ending on an up on the...
Yeah.
So I think that's picking when you're... That's furious.
That's furious. To make you
livid.
Confused picking.
That's just jazz, isn't it?
So it's down, up. No, down, up.
Down, up, down, up.
Got it. Down, up, down.
Up on the B, G.
Up, down,
up.
Down, up.
Always an up on the end, so your picking hand is always coming back and returning to where you want it to be.
In a Troy Grady kind of thing. I wish I'd sat and looked at the right hand a little bit more earlier on in... Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of works. But you could also play that sort of thing using probably your pick and fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So that would be...
I've used a pick on the first two.
All right.
And then third, second finger.
We've got the other bit first. Down, up, down. Yeah. Yep.
So pick, pick, second pick, third, second pick, third.
Yep. I'd be much more comfortable with that. Still need to practice that a bit, but yeah, much more comfortable with that. So I want to get both of those.
Okay.
I'm going to get both of those down.
So what else should we whiz through so quickly in the picking way?
Any other thoughts on rhythmic picking? Rather than going straight for some of those other things I mentioned before the lesson, I talked about economy and alternate and all kinds of other things. We can do that if you want as well.
When you say rhythmic picking, you mean sort of syncopation?
Like what you're doing there, really, like unusual kind of...
I think like anything, it's all about drumming it in. The biggest problems that I see when I see people picking this kind of thing is they try and do everything as a down, so everything's a separate movement. Whereas if you do a smooth down, 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 and
playing through
kind of thing, yeah. Obviously with good separation.
How do you play Paradise City, just out of interest?
I can hazard a guess.
So you use all the picks?
Something like that. I'm not saying that's absolutely it. I'm doing this off the top of my head.
I know the notes. I think you go... Yeah, so it's like... But I was just wondering how you might pick that. So it's like, does this kind of thing. Taught myself to alternate pick that. Yeah. I don't know if that's really...
I mean, whatever you've got to do, think of what way your pick is going.
Yeah.
This is the rule. If you adhere to the rule, you can't go far wrong, really, unless you're in a very unusual set of circumstances. If your next string is going to be back up towards you, then you need to be finishing on the upstroke. If your next string is going down... You probably want to be finishing on a downstroke or starting the string before on a downstroke. So you want it to be nice, one nice fluid movement.
So for that one, you'd probably be all upstroke. So down, down, up, down, down.
Because you've got to turn
up,
it around.
Down.
Probably up, down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So you've gone up, and then down because your next stroke is higher. It's on a thinner string. So you need to be putting your hand nearer to that place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
cool.
The logic of it all.
Should we go for a little bit of economy if we've got time?
Why not? Let's have a quick whiz through it. Better had. Are we going to do some filth? Next.
Yeah. There is.
So if we're doing with economy, Ryan air picking.
Whatever fits in this tiny little box.
But we're going to charge you twice as much for your pickups.
And you better watch out.
You're going to need them.
If you need the toilet.
50 quid a week. A drop. There's a simple rule. With economy picking, if you're using 3 notes a string, that's fine while you're going up, fine while you're going down. Because economy picking, to those who aren't so aware, it's the act of crossing through the string rather than doing separate strokes. Yeah. So if you've got 3 notes on a string like a scale, naturally you would probably go down, up, down. And then on the last one, instead of then doing a further upstroke on the next string, you would follow through your downstroke from the last note on the last string. So down, up, down, through.
So
start with a down, down, up, down, through.
Down, up, down, through. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
The problem comes with economy picking when we go to turn around either end of things.
Yeah.
Because we need even notes.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying.
Yeah, 4 notes per string.
Yeah.
Or 2.
Or 2. So when we've done a line, say, on this string, once we've hit that downstroke, following through from the D to the G, and I'm in the B minor scale here, so I've gone 11, 12, 14 on the D and then 11 on the G.
Yeah.
We can only play 2 notes on that string. And what we're going to do is not turn back the way we came, we're going to kind of skip a note. So we've gone 11, 12, 14, then 11, 12 on the G, and then come back to the 14.
Spot on. So down, up, down, 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 up, down.
So it goes in like a big circle. So we then need even amounts of notes to turn ourselves around. So we can either do 4. So I've come down chromatically from the 14, 13, 12 and then 11 on the D. So that's one way, although you end up with a slightly strange scale, or you miss a note out. Yeah. So we then come down to the 14 and then just start it all over again.
Okay.
Now on a longer line, if I was carrying that B minor scale up onto the 12th, 14th and 15th frets of the B string, and then onto the top string, at the 14th fret at the top, I could turn around. So I've missed the E at the 12th fret, and I turn straight around onto the 15th of the B.
Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, down.
14. Yeah, and back to carry on back to. But then, of course, you get to the problem at the other end.
At the other end, yes.
So, how you deal with either end of it is up to you. That's if you want a line going up and down like that. So, what you can do.
Good for a flurry. Isn't it? Ooh,
you could do. I think most people probably use bits of economy picking, unless you're French jambali and you're all over it like a rash.
Yeah.
And then possibly do hammer-ons and pull-offs without thinking maybe to turn it around, you know. I know I do that without thinking, and then I pick it up sort of somewhere down the line, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Like that?
Yeah, and then sort of... And then when I feel comfortable, I kind of pick it up again.
Okay, cool.
So there's maybe a few hammer-ons and pull-offs in there, I think.
Sweet. Sounds great.
Yep. Well, you're going to do it on a sort of a single line, where you're sort of going onto 2 strings. If you're going to start each one over again.
Like that.
So each one you start as a new figure. Down, up, down, through, down, up, down. Yeah.
So down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Through.
And then up to...
And then just carry on down, up, down, through. So each one is a new economy pick.
So it's creating a natural break between the figures.
Yeah. Once you play it as sort of... once you play at a sort of stupid speed, it matters not one jot.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That works.
Really good, yeah.
Sweeping, you wanted to have a brief look at, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, just see where I'm at. I've got so that kind of like that minor.
The problem with that shape, and I found this out when we were looking at Chris Green's video. Chris is awesome at sweep picking. He's really, really got it nailed, hasn't he?
He does do a lot of, like you were talking about for the economy picking, where you hammer on and pull off at the top to change your direction.
Yeah.
So he does throw a lot of that.
You kind of have to do that. That shape, like the A minor shape, really needs another note. He sort of highlighted this in his video.
Oh, he often adds the 9.
So yeah, you could add the 9. I guess you could add the B. So you'd end up with what?
There.
You might tap it in.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That would make sense.
But if you add either of the 7th fret beforehand.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
that.
It would be this shape. There.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's that one. It's quite nice for adding a bit of colour to those. You can just change to a major shape and stuff. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
As long as you add the extra note in. I mean, I've chosen to add it in on the 7th.
Yeah.
Down there.
At the bottom there.
So on the 7th fret, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, now it cycles properly.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten that.
Chris tends to add the minor 3rd or major 3rd in the bottom.
Yeah.
So the 8th fret in this case on the E. Like that.
Like that.
That's it, and you go straight from there.
Okay. So.
I mean, with sweep picking, there are some people who like Chris who are far better at it than I am.
Yeah, we can all take something from it, though, can't we?
Of course.
It's like that. Yeah.
I tend to use bits of sweeping, personally, and mix it in with other things. Because you can sweep an arpeggio like that, but you can also play an arpeggio, you know.
With some tapping,
Some tapping. Like that, which is kind of cool. And you can also, you know, do it using string skipping.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do, personally, is a bit of a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Really?
Ferocious.
Yeah, that's pretty ferocious.
So
spot on.
Mixing in a bit of
mixing it up.
everything. But you can find there's some very good sort of sweeping patterns throughout line chords.
Yeah.
I find using my pick, sort of almost with the point facing a little more towards me when I'm going down. Yeah. And the other way, the point facing away from me, coming back towards me. It kind of slides through the strings a little bit easier.
When Chris is doing the sweeping, I do remember it looking like little effort with his hand as possible. And he does this kind of like, so he talked about muting there and then slowly muting as you follow. But his hand literally does that.
Oh, right, it's almost like a diagonal kind of.
Yeah.
Strange, yeah. I suppose mine's doing a similar thing there, isn't it, in a way?
It is, yeah. Well, each method is looking at the muting side of things, which you were talking about last time so much as well.
It's very sort of important to kind of get rid of all the mess and the muck.
Yeah. Make it clean.
Yeah, I mean, you can get these things called fret wraps. Have you got one there?
I have got one in my case.
Yeah, I mean, fret wraps are these little kind of toweling-y things, as you know, as you've got one which kind of go around the headstock and fit with a bit of Velcro.
Yeah, they're very good.
They don't leave a mark. They come off without a problem.
Yeah.
And if you're in the studio and you want absolute radio silence from the other strings, or you just want absolute clarity, they're really, really handy. And they just act as a mute. And they literally mute every other string out. I think it's really good to be able to do it without it.
Yeah, that's it. I think when practicing, I try to not have it on.
Yeah.
In the studio, when I go to the studio.
But sometimes they're quite useful, you know, for getting a part down where you don't want any other noise involved whatsoever, you know. But I started on 3-string sweeps, and that's what I would advise, because they're a bit more manageable than the bigger ones, maybe.
Yeah.
Like Yngwie Malmsteen stuff. That kind
of... Sounds great.
All good fun.
Thanks very much, Dan.
No worries. Catch you later.
There are a few things which I want to remind you of. Firstly, a great way to connect with us is through our Facebook page, Twitter account and website emailing list. Quite a few of our listeners have been in touch via our Facebook page, where you can also find pictures of both me and Dan, our guitars, amps and pedal boards. We are based in the south of England, and over the next few months we are planning a tune-in, tone-up meeting, masterclass and workshop. If you are based locally or could travel to Brighton, like this idea and want to be involved, then let us know you're interested and stay active on our Facebook page for developments. Secondly, if you have ideas for future lessons, questions or want help with anything we've covered, tabs can be organised for a small fee, then don't hesitate to contact us. Rodney recently got in touch with us and we had a really interesting discussion about the woods guitars are made from, and as a result he has a new guitar. Also, Carlos has been in touch several times, inspiring a couple of our recent lessons. Yam has also been in touch and has gained some direction in his practice and is going to take some monthly lessons with Dan. Finally, we appreciate all ratings and reviews, especially via iTunes. These really help our podcast to get noticed by more people. Any shares via Facebook, Twitter or good old-fashioned word of mouth are also gratefully received. If anyone is interested in donating, then find us on Patreon, where we offer Skype lessons and other goodies to our contributors. Stay tuned for more episodes, jams, improvisation ideas and well-informed thoughts about amps, pedals and guitar tone. If you enjoy this podcast, leave us a review on iTunes, find us on SoundCloud or see our website on tunein-toneup.com. Here you'll find show notes, tabs and further research and resources. It's also a good place to get in touch. We hope you're finding these lessons as interesting and as useful as I do, and if you have any suggestions, we'd love to hear them.